you have the Knicks, who finally are healthy. Last night was a game where everybody played that was supposed to be playing, and it was nice to see that, and against a team that was missing Kevin Durant. But nonetheless, this is their stretch run. They don't have many games left, and this is the time where they all have to get in sync with one another. And if they are going to make a special run, this is where it begins, really. I mean, because now they get to play with each other, get to understand defense, and they say they've been a work in progress all year long. So hopefully last night was a little bit of a precursor to things to come, and hopefully they continue to get better. And then for Alex Ovechkin, yesterday was a special day at UBS Arena. The Islanders win. I saw Matt yesterday after the game, and he goes, "I'm going to the Hall." And I said, I figured you would be because you were in the box score. He was active for yesterday's game. He was a +2 in this game. And that box score will go to the Hall of Fame with, I'm sure, Ovi's stick, one of the pucks, maybe his jersey, and Matt Martin's name will be in that box score. So it's great to see Wade Gretzky in the house. And, of course, Cash Patel was there as he is a huge Islander fan.
Long Island guy, yep.
So Sydney said that she took the girls to warm-ups.
I saw on Instagram.
Right. So she took the girls to warm-ups, and she had gotten there before Cash Patel and his security details showed up.
Which is, I'm sure, massive. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Very massive. And a couple of the other wives of the Islander players got stuck in traffic. And they just got there just in time for warm-ups, which is a big thing for the kids. Because they can get down by the ice and they can see
some
their
of the
dads,
cutest things I've ever seen on Instagram is them watching Matt warm up, and they'll put their hand on the glass and everything. I mean, it's great.
So I asked him, I said, how was it? How was it? He goes, man, the building was buzzing. It really had like just a weird kind of fun, great, upbeat atmosphere. And the fact that they won was great for them. But also, Ovi actually breaking the record in that building was great for the Islanders financially.
I'm sure that it was. I mean, Islander fans are going to be annoyed by that. Of course, the best moment of the season shouldn't be happening for the Capitals in a win, which is so weird. But yeah, I mean, it was great to see this guy. Albeit a Putin guy, has done a nice job of having a very good career. He's an all-time legend.
In this case, I mean, this guy's.
Oh, you're not worried about politics?
Not in this case. I mean, this guy's had a great career, and
he's a Putin guy.
And he and Wayne Gretzky have played the same amount of regular season games, which is incredible. And he's got Wayne Gretzky at the moment, by 1 goal, which is remarkable. I think he'll come back next year. I haven't heard anything about retiring, and I'm not so sure that he's 39 years old. To me, he looks older.
Well, it's the gray hair. I mean,
he just looks older to me.
I mean, you compare him and Sidney Crosby; they look like they're 15 years apart, and they came in the league right around the same time.
Yeah,
it's just it's the gray hair, it's the beard. I mean, he looks like he's 45.
Yeah,
a lot of mileage on that Ovechkin.
As good as that moment may have been for him yesterday, and hockey fans in general, for the Met fan to come out of the weekend with a sweep, and with the Mets having the best bullpen in the major leagues at this point, is like a nice welcome sight and a very good thing for the Mets moving forward if it can continue. I don't know if it will continue at this pace, but certainly that was a great homestand.
Yeah, I mean,
a home opener, I should say, home opening weekend series.
That is correct, and the bullpen has been the best in baseball, and of course it can't continue at this rate. I mean, you want it to be one of the better ones, but I mean, they have been fantastic. Everybody that comes out of the bullpen has been great. Kranick has been amazing. Brazaban, which we talked to Ron Darling about how he has all the makings of being someone who just needed the right direction, and Jeremy Hefner might be that exact guy to do it with him as he's done with others. So yeah, they're winning in ways we didn't expect. We didn't expect them to be, scoring just 2 or 3 runs and the pitching being great, but that's what it was. And thank goodness yesterday, because of course everybody who pays attention to baseball, not just Mets fans, Yankee fans deal with injury. It's all across baseball. When you see David Peterson struggling yesterday, you're thinking, okay, here we go. Now we have another rotation injury. Turns out it's just nausea, so he's okay. So that was good news out of it. Yeah, and a sweep. So I know that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was all fired up getting his $500 million, and he's not going to be a Met, and that's fine. But as far as the 2025 Mets are concerned, they smacked away the Blue Jays 3 straight. And you had a great opening day. Obviously, we didn't talk about that because it was Friday after the show. Spectacular opening day. Pete remains on fire. So just a great start. I mean, really just a great start and everything you want to see. You want to see the lineup going a little bit more, some more power numbers from Soto. You want Vientos to get on track. You want Lindor to hit more. So there's a lot of things in the lineup that you want that I think you'll eventually get. But winning games is the name of the game.
You know what? I was reading about Vlad Guerrero and what he's been doing this offseason and how much weight he has lost.
Yeah.
And how he has decided to take his career seriously.
It's amazing.
And
when you're in a contract.
Well, I mean, but it was this offseason is really where he put the emphasis
going into
on
a contract year.
I understand that, but he ended up getting healthy, lost some weight, looks different at first base. He made a nice play by the dugout, and he is. I don't know. Could you imagine just sitting there and the agent going to you? Look, they're offering you, $450 million. Nah, I don't think so. They're offering $475. Nah, I don't know. $500 million, $500 million. Do you want to take it now?
Yeah, I know. So I thought about this as well, and to me, you gotta, if you've waited this long, don't you wait until the offseason? So we've seen it work both ways. We've seen it work really well with Juan Soto, really well with Aaron Judge, not so great with Pete Alonso, but Pete Alonso and Aaron Judge were a little bit older than where Vlad Guerrero is right now. I think that just because of what you saw, even though Guerrero's not Soto, but what you saw in that number driving up and how crazy the Dodgers are when they try to figure out some of these deferments and you get the Met and Yankee thing back and forth that you'd want, and you have the Blue Jays who desperately want to keep him, that getting to the offseason is probably the way you want to go to get these teams to bid against each other. But then again, someone's saying, here's $500 million that you're going to get every cent of. And we're sitting here in April, and even if your arm falls out of your socket, you're still going to you end up getting all of that money. That's a hard thing to say no to. So, some guys bet on themselves, others don't. But in the end, Vlad Guerrero's getting paid, and he's staying up in Toronto.
Yeah, which is amazing to me because that's exactly what Juan Soto did. He went for like 3 straight years.
More than that, because it was all the way back with the Nationals. I think he was 4 years before free agency when the Nationals offered him that insane contract.
Which was amazing. And then San Diego offers him a contract.
Yeah.
And, of course, he finally gets a contract offer from the Yankees, which, I think they were just playing around just to keep their fans happy. And then, Steve Cohen steps up to give him $750 million, which is amazing. Now, he's on base every game.
Mm-hmm.
He's setting up Pete every game.
Yeah.
So he's so far doing exactly what he should be doing. There's no question about that. But I just think about how much the Yankees are paying Aaron Judge, and he is like number 1 or number 2 in the NFL, in the Major League Baseball in terms of the overall player that he is. And, I mean, it is just – he's on a tear. He's opened the season on a tear. He was 0 for yesterday, but the fact is that you could see that he is to me the best player in baseball. Maybe with the exception of Shohei Ohtani, when he's pitching and hitting and stealing bases, doing everything. It's hard to beat that guy, but I mean, for $360 million compared to what some of these other guys are getting.
No, I know it's amazing that just a couple of years later that is a bargain. Now, you got to remember, age was a difference. Aaron Judge 30 when he signed the contract, so that has to factor into the discussion. And also this Vlad Guerrero thing, I mean, it affects the Mets and Pete because, the common thinking was if Pete goes in the way that you saw Steve Cohen go all in with Vlad Guerrero, would he do that? I mean, with Juan Soto, we do that with Vlad Guerrero Jr. So, now I wonder, because, Pete waited and Pete's going to want to, have an opportunity to opt out at the end of the season. Like, did David Stearns and Steve Cohen go to Pete Alonso at some point in this season and be like, we'll tack on, 2 or 3 more guaranteed years at this number now? Would he take it or would he wait until the end of the season? It's something to think about. If you're Steve Cohen and David Stearns, I don't think that they will. I think both parties will probably be, better off if they waited. But I mean, the start that he got off to, coupled with the consternation of this offseason, now Vlad Guerrero signs. You see the reaction of the fans. It's almost like, can we work something out here so this isn't a 1-year deal type of thing, right?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're talking about, man. Especially with Vlad, because that was the one thing that was hanging kind of over his head.
Yeah.
Over Pete's head, And now that's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's, there should be no pressure, should be no issue. should be feeling really good about where they are right now and where he is in particular, and the opportunity that he has to secure his future after this year.
Yeah, I mean it's such a weird one. And it's because he came off a bad year last year. But there's never been a guy in Mets history with no controversy around him at all, who is climbing up every single one of the all-time lists, whose security isn't guaranteed. At this age, too, by the way. I mean, this is not towards the end of their careers or something like that. This isn't like a Darryl Strawberry where he had his issues along with Doc Gooden. I mean, this is David Wright 2.0, essentially, even though, last year was a bad year for Alonso. And it's like everybody loves him, but he's essentially here for one more year. Unless they agree to something. It's very strange. It's just... He is an all-time offensive player for this organization.
And he's not a bad defensive player at all.
It's basically like his farewell tour.
I would say his defense is 90%. He's fine.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of those things when he came into the league, everybody said that about him. Well, his defense stinks when he can hit home runs. And he worked on it. And now it's just one of those things that has stuck with him where if you actually watch him, you know that he's better than average, that's for sure.
Yes, he's above average fielder, without question.
Yeah, so it's just odd. But, I mean, we did this all last offseason. It just made me think this morning about Vlad Guerrero and the start that Pete got off to and how happy he is and how happy the fans are and all this stuff. It's just so strange to me. I understand he's under contract for 2 years, but there's an opt-out. I mean, this is essentially like he's doing what Sam Rosen is doing this year. They don't sign him to a contract, which is it's weird.
It's kind of weird, but he's not Sam Rosen's age, that's for sure.
But it's like an all. The reason I make the comparison is it's like a 100% fan favorite that everybody loves that essentially is, if he continues to do this, you think there's a good chance that he's gone. I mean, which is wild.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would just say
it's a little bit better of a chance now that Vlad Guerrero's off the board.
I think that was a big stepping stone for Pete Alonso's future here. And again, we're only, not even a dozen games into the season yet. So, yeah. I mean, we got a long way to go.
But I have faith in him. You have faith in him. Soto in the lineup, staying healthy, knock on wood. I mean, he's going to have a good year. I mean, it might not be an all-time year. It might not be his best year ever, but he's going to have a good year. I mean, you could see it. He looks totally different at the plate. It's not just the results. It's like his entire demeanor at the plate looks different this year.
Well, and it's where he's hitting the ball.
Yeah, true.
Not trying to pull everything, at least at the moment.
Yeah.
So good for him, man. He's got 11 RBIs already.
Clutch.
He has been clutch. So he's, look, just keep doing what he's doing right here, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. And if the pitching continues this way, man, I'm telling you, I mean, and we have an entire season where we were saying, man, this on paper doesn't look very good. Can they keep this up? Can they keep this up? We did that all last year. And they come out of the gates again, this good without Sean Manaea. And the bullpen being what it is, I mean...
You know what? Instead of booting the ball all over the place like they did in Houston and Miami, okay, my thought was watching these three games this weekend, what I saw was a team that was competing. It wasn't a team that was, I don't want to say mailed it in. I don't believe they ever mailed it in. I don't think they do, or they did at any point in time last year. They just had bad luck last year. They got off to a bad start. We're talking about all the trades and possible trades and all that crap. What I see this year is especially with the way Lindor opens opening day, stretching a single into a double, and great slide, the whole thing, and just gets everybody going. And to me, that is a sign of that they are competing and they have expectations.
Yeah.
Now, we'll see them against really good teams. We haven't, Toronto's an okay team, not a bad team. But, they still have to play the good teams. And once we get there, we'll see how they react towards them. It's kind of similar to like the Knicks and the Rangers. The Knicks and the Rangers can beat everybody that they play except for the teams that, are on paper better than them and also record-wise are better than them, and that's where they struggle.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't wait to see them take on the Phillies. I can't wait to see them take on the Dodgers when they face them. I can't wait for those series. Those are going to be a lot of fun. And, hey, the Phillies ended up beating the Dodgers a couple times. So,
You might want to take a picture of the West Division in the National League right now because the San Francisco Giants are in first place.
yeah, take a picture because you don't think you're never going to see that again.
I don't know.
It's going to be
I don't know. I watch a lot of these baseball shows. People are saying, the Giants could be sneaky this year. Maybe they will be. I don't know, but I really don't know that much about them. But
They can't. No, listen. If anybody else wins that West Division, and it's not the Dodgers. That's a huge boost.
But
to
we just saw the
Mets
we just saw the Diamondbacks against the Yankees. That's a pretty damn good lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean that NL West division. It looks to be anyway stacked.
Yeah, I mean you got and maybe it looks a hell of a lot better than what the NL East is right now. At least with the Braves start that they've gotten off to. It's really Mets, Phillies, and then 3 teams trying to figure it out.
Hey, Al, do you know where Michael Conforto is playing now?
I'm going to say the Padres.
No. Gonna give it another one?
Nationals.
No.
Mariners.
Nope.
Royals.
Nope.
White Sox.
Nope.
Cubbies.
Nope.
Rockies.
Nope.
Dodgers.
There
There
it
you go,
is.
yes.
All right. Good job.